Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases characterized by abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. In a healthy body, cells grow, die, and are replaced in a very controlled way. Damage or change in the genetic material of cells by environmental or internal factors sometimes results in cells that do not die and continue to multiply until a mass of cancer cells or a tumor develops. Most cancer-related deaths are due to metastasis, malignant cells that penetrate into the circulatory system and establish colonies in other parts of the body. Great advancements have been made, but cancer is still the leading cause of death for people under the age of 85. In the United States, 1 in every 4 people die from cancer.
My mother had breast cancer and moved to lung cancer when she passed away this past January.
My mother had breast cancer back when I was in high school, and a positive way it affected me is that I take better care of myself, and I'm very conscious of if there's something wrong with me or not. I go to the doctor because my mother chose to ignore the signs of cancer. A negative way that experience affected me when Mom had cancer was I was in high school, so I got all the responsibilities of cleaning the house, doing the laundry, making the food, and taking care of myself, getting myself where I needed to go.
I've been directly affected by cancer because I've had several family members have cancer in my life, both of my grandfathers, my grandmother, and my uncle. I've lost several of these family members. My uncle is still surviving. My grandmother is very, very close to, and so losing her to cancer was very hard, especially since she was living with us at the time. We sort of had to watch that process. That was tough for me and many of my family members.
Every year, it is estimated that there are over 12 million new cases of cancer worldwide. The type of therapy that a doctor will recommend depends on the type of cancer, how far it has progressed, and where in the body it is located. But the majority of cancer treatments fall into one of 3 categories: chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. Chemotherapy kills or slows the growth of cancer cells within the patient's body using drugs. It is a more likely choice when cancer is located in several parts of the body. Radiation also kills or damages cancerous cells. Particular types of focused energy, called ionizing radiation, are directed at the site of the tumor. The DNA of the cancer cells is damaged, preventing them from replicating. This may slow the growth of the tumor, stop it, shrink the tumor, or kill cancer cells that remain after surgery. Various methods are used to direct the radiation at only the cancer cells, minimizing damage to nearby healthy tissue. In the case of surgery, the intent is to remove the tumor rather than to kill the cancerous cells that make it up. The potential benefit and risks of surgery will depend greatly on the type of tumor, its location, and a number of other factors. Because it involves cutting into the body, surgery almost always entails some side effects, although some newer, minimally invasive techniques, such as laparoscopic and robotic surgery, can help to reduce them.
I had breast cancer back in 2005. I am a survivor. I'm 7 months in remission. My cancer was called HER2/neu2. The survival rate of that was very low, but due to a new drug called Herceptin and all my rounds of chemo and surgeries, I'm a survivor. How it impacted my family, each one of my children, my oldest one and my youngest one, had to make career decisions and change their career paths. And they had to live with a mom who cried all the time every day. And they had to live with a mom who they had to help when they were home. It affected our lives that way, and plus they became better individuals, and the reason why I was a survivor is I didn't want to die, and I wanted to stay around to see my children grow up and grow old.
Okay, I'm Kamala Bates. I had thyroid cancer. It was a special kind of cancer called Hürthle cell cancer. It was the first time that any doctors in Kansas City had seen this kind of cancer. I developed it probably because of the medicine that I was taking for my multiple sclerosis. It's a medicine called Avonex. They did a study on it and decided that this was another possibility or probability of my cancer. I have been a cancer survivor for many years now. I was diagnosed in 2004. I've been cancer-free since essentially 2009. I've had to undergo radiation therapy, as well as I am now, because I don't have a thyroid, have to be on a daily dose of medications to overcome that loss, which I will be on for the rest of my life. As far as the cancer goes, I believe that it was a big deal in my life, obviously. It made a big difference in my family's life. All 4 of my grandparents died of cancer, so I was concerned when it happened. However, I feel very strongly that I'm not worried about having cancer again. It's not going to be an issue, and that it's been something that I can overcome.
Hi, I'm Jackie Carr. I am a breast cancer survivor, 6 years in April. The way it positively affected me is I do enjoy and appreciate life more. I try to be happy and positive most of the time. I have changed my diet, and I exercise, and I just try to have a more healthy lifestyle. And the way it negatively affected me was, first of all, I thought I would never be the person to get cancer because I already was healthy. I already had an organic diet. I never even got the flu. So cancer can affect anybody, and that once I got over the fact that I had it, then I decided it was just time to, it was a bump in the road to get over and move on.
The positive things is that it makes you appreciate life a lot more. It makes you appreciate the people you have. It makes you appreciate when people are able to survive that stuff.
Looking towards the future, I have faith that we will find a cure for cancer. It's just that, as far as I know, cancer is an elusive disease because there isn't one cause and there isn't one symptom. So it's sort of like chasing a ghost for scientists. However, with all the medical advances we've had in the last several years, I don't see any reason why we can't defeat this one too.
Awesome and incredible news coming your way today as we're learning that a new cancer vaccine is being tested on humans for the first time. The vaccine is designed to target a molecule in 90% of all cancer and is being called Immucin.
So far in a safety trial on patients with blood cancer, they found that all of the patients had a greater immunity to the disease after taking the vaccine. And they found that 3 of 7 of the patients that completed the trial are now free of the condition.
This is huge. The researchers for the product believe that the vaccine could also tackle breast, prostate, pancreatic, bowel, and ovarian cancers. And even some tumors that are more resistant to the best medicine on the market could be taken down by this vaccine.
And this vaccine isn't like most. For example, it's more therapeutic as opposed to preventative. And rather than attacking cancer cells, it harnesses the power of the immune system to fight the tumor. The drug itself focuses on a protein called MUC1 that is made in larger amounts in cancerous cells as opposed to healthy ones. And the sugar that attaches itself to that protein is a very distinct shape. This vaccine finds that shape and obliterates the cancer out of it. And to add good news on top of good news, the only side effect listed during this trial was mild irritation.
Of course, large-scale human trials will actually have to happen before the drug is deemed safe and effective for the widespread use in hospitals. But if all goes well, Immucin could be on the market by 2020.
And the idea of there being a treatment out there for cancer that's this intense and groundbreaking is incredible. Reportedly, 1,638,910 new cases of cancer will be diagnosed in the U.S. alone this year. On top of that, there will be 577,190 cancer-related deaths.
And with Immucin, there's also the prospect of giving people with a genetic predisposition to cancer the vaccination in order to prevent cancerous tumors from even appearing. With this many new cases and deaths happening in the U.S. alone every year, this drug has the ability to revolutionize the way we treat cancer. For many of you that have been affected by cancer, whether it be in your own life or in the life of someone close to you, I think we all know how incredibly exciting this is.
I do hope that science is on the verge of a cure. I know that treatment has progressed in the past few years. It's gotten better and better, and cancer is more and more treatable, even if it just goes into remission. But I hope that science continues to find ways to treat it and find ways to maybe reach an ultimate cure.
I do think science is making big strides every day. It's amazing what's happened in the past 30 years. So I do think that they'll eventually figure something out.
So many of my family members having cancer has made me consider that it's important to strive for your goals and to not ever give up on that, because you don't know when something like that can affect you or when it could stop you. So you have to sort of live for the moment and continue with the things you believe in, the things you want to do.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those three things are going to carry on forever. I thank you, and God bless you all.